Empty hearts and neon lights. They're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone. Just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. La 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 la, oh, oh. Get me out of broken hearts and starting fights, turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone. Just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Oh no. Empty hearts and neon lights. They're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone. Just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out.
All right, hello everyone. Welcome to Progeny Esports. I am Yakes87 here to broadcast the race here. We've got a field of 4 drivers here for some MX-5 racing at Lime Rock Park. This is a 1.5 mile, 7-turn road course. A lot of high speeds. Should provide for some pretty close racing here. We got all the drivers out. They're putting on their qualifying laps right now. Yes, it is Yakes. Hello. Hi, everyone. It's me. We're here to talk about some racing here. So right now, current fast time, we've got Michael Yakes with a 1 minute .659. For those of you that, obviously Michael Yakes and Yakes, same name. That is my dad. He is out there racing tonight for this race. So be sure to cheer him on along with our other drivers here. We've also got Simon in the field, Jack Pollard, and Trevor McManus racing tonight. So we've only got one driver with a scored time right now. We've got 7 minutes left of qualifying. The drivers will have 5 laps. Totally unbiased. I'll try my best. 7 minutes left for the drivers to get a time in for qualifying. And then, so after qualifying, we're going to be doing, let me talk about the race format here. We're going to have a 2-race heat race format. So after qualifying, we were going to have a 20-minute race, after which we were going to have a 5-minute break or warm-up where the drivers can get to the track, hit some more practice laps. Race number 2 will be another 20-minute race with a full field inversion. So wherever you finished in race 1, reverse it. That's where you're going to start for race 2. So it should provide some very interesting racing with our front runners from the first race having to start at the back. Right now we have 2 drivers with posted times in qualifying. Right now Simon is on the pole with a 58.952, and Michael Yakes is currently second with a 59.856. Looks like Pollard is on the track. Trevor has not hit the track for qualifying yet. Show your plaque? Oh, yeah. Oh, it's in the other room. Put it away. I can go get that real quick. All right, I'm back. So Trevor is not qualifying. He's going to start at the back. But yeah, so here is my plaque, everyone. I won this for winning a Gen 4 Cup Series championship in the Friday Night Beer League. It's a very cool plaque. I am going to cherish this for a long time. I've never won any kind of trophy or reward or anything from some of my sim racing, so this is actually just so cool and just something I'm probably going to hang up like right here on my wall. So we got going on over there. Let me put this away. Put that over there. So Jack Pollard has scored a time in qualifying here with a 1 minute 6:05. And we are halfway through our practice session here. And remember, all the drivers have 5 laps that they can get in 10 minutes. They got 5 attempts to get as fast of a lap as you want to see how you're going to grid for our first race here. I say this evening. It's not evening for me personally, but I'm sure it's evening for most of our viewing audience here, as well as a good portion of our drivers. These are MX-5 Cup cars. They're one of the starting rookie cars here on the iRacing service. We are running fixed setups, which means all the drivers are driving cars with identical setups, which means when it comes down to racing, it's all in the driver's hands. There's no change in suspensions, tire pressures, anything like that. It's all up to our drivers tonight to go do what they want to do. Go win this race. Go crash this race. Whatever they want to do. It's up to the drivers. Entirely up to the drivers. Exactly. Got to go fast. Best crash gets bonus points. That's not a bad idea, but that's also a terrible idea. Slow is fast. It is. Absolutely is. That may not make sense, but it makes sense. Got to go slow to go fast. Speed. I am speed. Yes. Oh, speaking of that, I was doing some LMP3 racing yesterday because I'm going to be running the LMP3 in the upcoming Roar special event next weekend. And I was looking for a paint scheme for my LMP3 car because, you got to have a cool paint scheme, right? And I found a Lightning McQueen paint scheme for the LMP3 that I'm running in the LMP3. So it is a very cool Lightning McQueen paint scheme. I will be posting a picture of that later this week as we get ready for that special event that will be streaming. Yeah, the Progeny paint job is really nice. Very slick. All right, we got a minute and a half left, so drivers should be able to get one more lap of qualifying in. Quick rundown of our leaderboard right now. Simon is currently sitting on the pole with a 58.43. Michael Yakes, second place with a 59.856. And Pollard with a 1 minute 6:05 still. And Trevor has not qualified yet, which is what Trevor does. It looks like all the drivers have finished their laps. I don't see anybody on the track right now, so yeah. So welcome, everyone, to the very first ever Progeny Esports sim racing broadcast. So why tire yourself practicing? That's a good point, but also, like, as a driver myself, I like to get as much track time as I can, just so you're ready to go every moment you get. So. Got 30 seconds left here, and then it'll be time to go. Grid for race number 1. $12 seconds. Keep the energy for the main race. Absolutely. Got to make sure you don't tire yourself out. You got to make sure you're ready to go as soon as that green flag flies. All right, it is time to grid. How important is headspace in racing? Like, if you had a bad day at work, it can affect it, or is it tiredness mostly? That's a very complicated question with a very complicated answer, and I will try to answer it the best I can. Headspace and mentality during a race is one of the single most important aspects of racing. Like, racing is like 30% physical and like 70% mental. You got to keep your head in the game as much as you can. As far as having a bad day and going into the race, from my personal experience, I have had bad, and I've had league racing those days. And we are green, so I will talk about that later. We got green right now. We got all 4 drivers off, charging into turn number 1 there. They are side by side. Trevor looking on the outside there. Simon is pulling away. We got Pollard and Michael Yakes side by side through turn number 1 there. The drivers are fighting hard. There goes Trevor. Oh, and someone's off the track there. That is, someone get off the track? Looked like, yeah. Jack Pollard is off the track. Went for a little spin in the dirt. Nope. Doesn't look like he hit anything, though, so he'll be able to keep going and see if he can run these guys down. We got Michael Yakes and Trevor battling for position here. Checking the grass quality is still good. Yep, grass is good. We've got wonderful groundskeepers on this racetrack. Keep the grass nice and mowed. Oh, Trevor going wide on the dirt, getting that momentum, using the draft. I believe he's going to try to look for the pass here, going into this corner, and he is. Trevor looking down to the inside of Michael Yakes into turn 1. And he is there, and he is going to get that spot. So Trevor moves up into spot number 2. and he's going to try to run down Simon for the race lead this evening. Yeah, that was a perfect. That was textbook right there. That was a great pass by Trevor. Well, while our drivers are a little strung out, I'm going to go back to answering that question I was at before. So, as far as having a bad day and coming into a race, yeah, Trevor is on the racing lines. Absolutely, he's doing a great job. I have found that I can be having a bad day, and I got a race coming up, and I could sit there and I'm in a just crappy mood. We're practicing. I'm not having much fun practicing, but as soon as you get on that grid and those lights count down and you start those pace laps, everything just fades away. Like everything outside of the race car just fades away, and you're in that moment, you're in that race, and you could be having the worst day, but as soon as you sit down and do a race, like you get into that race mentality, it all goes away. Now, if you are having a bad day and you sit down and you have a bad race, well, that doesn't make things any better. That can actually make things worse. But it's at the end of the day, like you're still able to sit there and go on a race and that. But racing is definitely it can be mentally exhausting, and that is one of the biggest challenges is being able to maintain your focus throughout an entire race. Well, our drivers are doing a great job hitting their racing lines today. Trevor and Simon are running pretty close lap times together right now. Trevor's just a little bit quicker. But we'll see if he has enough time. Well, we got 15 minutes to try to catch the guy. So we'll see if Trevor can run down Simon or if Simon can pull away from Trevor. But both of these drivers are doing a fantastic job hitting the racing lines, hitting their marks. These drivers, they're doing a great job. They both seem to be very familiar with this track or have put in a lot of practice on this racetrack for this race. So they're all doing a great job today. Yeah, you can see we're kind of riding behind. We were riding behind. We're riding behind Jack Pollard right now on the broadcast here. You can see the difference in line he's running there. He's doing a pretty good job of staying as close as he can to that racing line. He had a little mistake earlier, so he's trying to rally back and see if he can catch up to the rest of this field here. He's doing a pretty good job and running a pretty good line right now. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard he's pretty new to this, so he's actually doing a really good job out there. He may not be putting down as quick of lap times as some of our others, but he is definitely doing a really good job of just keeping that car steady, running a good line here. How does iRacing the wheel compare to actual driving? It is almost identical to real driving. It depends, especially if you have like really good equipment. If you have really good equipment, you can really get a lot of feel in the wheel. The dark horse, maybe that's possible. We'll have to wait and see. There's a lot of time left. Anything could happen. It is racing after all. But iRacing is the simulation, the physics on it are just they're so good. Like even with just like I have just like a basic wheel on my desk. When I sit down and I start driving, it feels like I'm driving a real car, even though like the visuals are different compared to obviously when you're sitting in a car you can look around and see everything. With the iRacing, you're limited to 1 or 3 monitors, or even a VR headset if you're running that. As we ride along with Michael Yakes here, you can see, just like Pollard, he's going for a little slide there. But he is running a pretty good line. What I'm seeing is, let's see. All right, we're following Trevor. Trevor is closing in on Simon right now. He has cut that lead down from 2.5 seconds to just over 1 second here. So he has cut that lead in half since Trevor has taken over second place. So this race is about to heat up. This is about to get real exciting here. Have you done any real track racing? I have, actually. Trevor goes off track. He holds on to it. He's still going. He is still going. Didn't look like he lost a lot of time, but you can tell Trevor is up on that wheel right now trying to run down Simon. And Simon is he's just slow, not slow, but he is steady. He is holding a steady line. He's not taking any risks. He's just running as smooth as he can. And honestly, that's the best thing he can do, is just run as smooth as he can. Both these drivers are running really good lap times here. This is about to get exciting. Trevor did lose a little bit of time with that little bobble in the grass there, but he seems to have got back hold of that wheel, and he's laser focused on the car ahead of him. But yeah, back to that question. Have you done real track racing? I have. I did a driving experience at a local short track a couple years ago in a late model stock car. So I got 10 laps on an oval racetrack, short track with an actual race car. And that was, one of the coolest things I have ever done. I was not very fast. Car that I drive, it was a late model stock car, so a little short track, late model. Quite a bit of power to it, and it was just a little 3/8 mile short track, so very small track. But that was a really cool experience I got to do one year. Yeah, and this gap is pretty much staying consistent between Simon and Trevor. Both these guys are they're just running super fast, super smooth laps. They're both, really tight on the racing line there. They're just running really good laps. Man, track days are really cool. They're so much fun. Yeah, these drivers, they're not only are they smooth, but they're also driving on the ragged edge right now, just trying to get all they can out of that car. Looks like Trevor cut almost half a second out of Simon that lap. If you guys are sitting down, you might want to stand up here. We're about to have a race on our hands here pretty soon. And let's check back in with Pollard here. He is still just trying to rally his race together and try to catch back up to those. Yeah, you can see Pollard is still up on the wheel there, just giving it all he's got. He may have had that early race mishap. He is not giving up. He is still up on the wheel. He is still trying to get all he can out of that race car. Hey, he's off track again. Take a little. Is that a shortcut? Is that a new racing line I've not heard of yet? He's still going. A little bit of draft there. A little grass. Let's check back in with Michael Yakes. Here he is going into turn one. And I love that paint scheme. Look at that beautiful Mach 5 paint scheme. That's cool. I like that. And he is also running just, man, all of our drivers are just, they're right on that racing line. Like they're running smooth laps. Obviously, the game plan is finish last to get a head start on the next race and decimate. I think that's what he's trying to do. I think that is a sound plan. You know, like I said, you know, when we get to race number 2, it will be a full field inversion. So it could be a little bit of gamesmanship going on there. You never know. But let's check back in with our battle for the lead here. As it has once again been kind of stable. Both drivers are a second apart from each other. Yeah, it's getting there. Let's see. Where are they out of the line? Trevor has closed the gap to 0.7 of a second now on Simon. He's getting closer. What speed do these models cap out at? I think like 120 or 130. I'll let you know when we get around this next lap here. I'll take a look at the speed numbers because I got that up on my screen, but I'll get you the actual number here in just a moment. But this gap is closing. It's heating up. We got 6 minutes left in this race. Man, these drivers are just hanging it all out there. They're just pushing that racing line as far as they can, trying to get every inch of racetrack. Yeah, it looks like top speed is about 120 going into turn 1 there. Yeah, oh, Simon! Off track a little bit. That's the opening that Trevor was looking for. That one little mistake. Here we go. Oh! Trevor! Sideways on the brakes, trying to stay off of Simon. That was some great driving by those drivers there to not run into each other and make that worse. But man, you can tell that they're all just hanging it all out there. They're up on the wheel. They're pushing that car for everything they got. They're both kind of off track a little bit, just pushing that grass, pushing those track limits as much as they can. And now the gap has increased a little bit here. But man, that was some fantastic racing there through turn number 2 and 3 on that last lap. Here we go again into turn number 1. Oh, Trevor goes wide into the grass. He keeps it going though. Keeps it in, keeps his foot in it. Doesn't lose much time there. Oh, Trevor wide into the grass again. He's giving it all he's giving it all he can right now. Into the grass again off of the last corner. And Trevor is driving the wheels off of this car. And Simon, he is just like ice cold right now. I mean, he's probably sweating, right? You know, he's just running a nice smooth line here. He's just running as smooth as he can be. And both drivers are sitting there waiting for the other to make a very critical mistake. And both drivers go off track that lap, right into the grass. But neither one of them losing control of their vehicles, keeping their foots in it, just driving on the ragged edge. And looks like lap traffic may come into play here soon. Is Trevor off track again? Just he does know that the grass is not the racetrack, right? I hope he does. Well, yeah. And we're gonna check back in with Paul. Oh, we got a side-by-side battle for the lead here. Oh my gosh. These drivers are right on their bumpers right now. And they are catching Pollard. So lap traffic may come into play. It will come into play. We got 2 minutes left in this race. Our drivers are right there. Simon off track. Trevor keeps it on. Both drivers just on the ragged edge right now. The blue flag is the flag that lets you know that faster cars are coming behind you. Usually leaders or other car classes. Trevor dives to the inside. Can he make it stick? He slides. He's there. They're side by side through turn number 1. Inches apart. Side by side going into the next corner. Simon's going to have the advantage in this corner. And Simon clears him back. And here we go. They're going to be catching Pollard going into this next corner here. Pollard coming to the stop off to the side of the racetrack, letting these guys battle it out. Good for you, Pollard. That is the respectful thing to do there. Just let these guys battle it out here at the end of this race. Always sabotage. I mean, sometimes that's fun to do. But here we go. We should have about 2 laps left here to get it done. We are 19 minutes left in this race. They should be getting the white flag next time by. Trevor realizing that time is out. He's going to go for the inside pass here. He goes sideways into the grass. Oh, Simon gets the grass, comes across the track, and gets into Trevor. Both drivers, and there goes Pollard. Sneaking by these guys. Both drivers racing hard for the win, making contact, but they're going to keep going. See how much damage these guys have. Can they race it out? Simon goes wide. Trevor to the inside, makes the pass for the lead. Yeah, it looks like Simon took some damage to the wheel there. It does not look like his vehicle is turning as good as it did before. So, and he's going to come into the pit lane here. And was that race? I think that's race. No, 1 lap, I think. Is this the white? I don't have a white flag indicator, so I don't know if this is the last lap or not, but this should be the last lap. Yeah, little blue dude from Cars, pit stop. Oh, Pollard goes wide. Trevor's just right behind him. He's going to go for the pass here. Pollard's going to let him go. And there you have it, folks. What a dramatic race. Trevor is the winner. Trevor McManus is the winner of race number 1 of the Progeny Esports MX-5 Challenge. Wow. I don't know what to say. I mean, we were all...
Simon, why'd you pit, dude? You don't have to pit.
We were all watching for it. We were all waiting for that battle, that side-by-side battle.
Good racing.
And
no hard feelings, man. Great racing, buddy.
And yeah, that was exciting. You know, we were we were expecting some hard racing, and we got it. Those last 2 laps, they paid for that price of admission right there, even though it was free, you know. But man, what a race! So let's go through the running order here. Trevor McManus is your race number 1 winner. Michael Yakes brings it up in 2nd place, keeping the car on the track. Simon, after making a pit stop on the final lap due to some wheel damage, he comes home in 3rd. And Jack Pollard bringing up the rear in 4th place. So that is going to be the reverse running order for race number 2. We're going to have Jack Pollard on the pole, Simon in 2nd, Michael Yakes will be starting 3rd, and Trevor McManus will once again be starting from 4th place. Can he do it again? Can he come from the back and win the 2nd race? We're going to find out. Man, that was fun to watch. You put on a hell of a show, hell of a race. That was great. That was incredible. Those final laps, man, those were edge of the seat action, excitement. It had everything. Side by side racing. You didn't know who was going to come ahead. A little back and forth action, and then some dramatic contact. I mean, maybe that was his plan. Maybe he's like, well, I'm not going to win this race, so maybe I'll just start at the front for the next one. Hard to say. We'll have to see how this shakes out in race number 2. I do got to say, though, for the first race here on Progeny Esports, that one's going to be hard to beat. That was dramatic all the way through. We'll see if we can do it with race number 2. These MX-5s, they put on such great racing. I love these MX-5s. Oh yeah, they are. Like these little cars, like, you know, they may not have the biggest engines, the most horsepower, but you know, you can really get on the wheel and drive these things and race them. They're great. Um, yeah, they're absolutely a handful. I've run the MX-5s a few times, and they're such a joy to drive. Nippy little beans. Trevor, I thought you were too. I thought you were going to wreck there too. You did a great job. Pollard, that may have sucked, but guess what? You are starting on the pole for the next race. So you are in a great position to start off race number 2. No worries there, Simon. Man, you guys were both just driving on the ragged edge there. I was just like, I was watching that, and I'm like, man, that was so cool. Both of you guys were just giving it everything you had, every single lap. That was great fun. Absolutely. Make sure they're wrecked. The master plan. And this is why I don't sim race. I mean, I think that's why you should sim race, if I'm being honest. We need a little bit more chaos. We need some more unpredictability in the field. Unpredictability is always fun. All the DQs. Need more rights in the left-hand world. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you. Well, good luck. All right. And our drivers are taking the grid for race number 2 here. Here we go. The lights are on. Green flag is out. Let's go. Trevor with a great start here. Pollard on the inside, Simon to the outside. Trevor takes over third place, and Pollard goes sideways into turn 1, drifting through the grass. Looks like he got it gathered up. He's going to get going again. Pollard rejoins the track. And Trevor passes Simon for the lead. We got a lead change here already in race number 2. Oh, Trevor sideways, a little bit of contact. These boys are picking up right where they left off. Simon in the grass, side by side, go to the corner. They are not letting up. Side by side down the front stretch. Who's going to have the advantage going into turn 1? Trevor is on the inside. As long as he can stay there, he will have the advantage in turn number 1. If he doesn't clear him to turn number 2, Simon will have the advantage in turn number 2. Trevor clears him. And here comes Michael Yakes. He's coming up trying to get second place. And all 3 of these cars are under a blanket right now. Trevor pulls away. Will Simon or Michael be able to run him down and catch him? And Simon off, gets a little bit of the grass there. But Trevor wasted no time getting back to the lead in race number 2 here. Trevor moving to the inside of the racetrack to try to break the draft from Simon. We'll see. In race number 1, it was Trevor trying to catch Simon. Race number 2, it's Simon trying to catch Trevor. Will Simon be able to get the upper hand this time? Will Trevor just drive away? We're going to find out. Ooh, little bobble there from Trevor. Simon closes the gap just a little bit. Both drivers just picking up right where they left off at the end of the last race. Just driving right on the ragged edge. Just giving it all they got every single lap here. Right. And let's check back in with Pollard. He's just running some nice consistent laps. He can still see third place ahead of him. He's trying to run him down. Run down Michael Yakes, third place. But good on him. You know, he had a both races unfortunately had some early mistakes, but he's doing a good job of just rallying back from those mistakes, getting back on the track, getting up on that wheel, and just getting these laps in. Because especially like being new to sim racing, the most important thing is to never give up. At all levels of sim racing, is never give up. Like when the race is not going your way, like just you got to stay in it. You got to keep going because you never know what could happen. You never know. And here's Michael Yates. Once again, like he's been running just nice, smooth, consistent laps. He has stayed out of the drama for most of the night, taking advantage of the contact between Trevor and Simon in race number 1 to pick up that second place. But he is doing a great job here, as we have a really tight battle for the lead right now. Simon and Trevor are bumper to bumper. Simon with the run off the corner. Is he going to be able to get to the inside? He's going to try. Here we go. Side by side into turn number 1. Simon to the inside of Trevor. He's going to clear him. Simon takes over the lead. Trevor fighting back. Simon off track a little bit. Trevor goes around the outside. Trevor gets the spot back. Simon's going to have to try again. But he's not going anywhere. He didn't lose much ground. He's still right there. And both these drivers are just giving it all they got. We're 6 minutes into this thing, and it's just as exciting as the last couple laps, the last race. The excitement has not dropped. It has just continued to go up. You would think, with a little 5-minute break between races, that these drivers would calm down and get going. But no, these guys are all fired up. These drivers they're excited. They're ready to go at it. They both want to win this race. Trevor pulling away to a little bit of a gap now. The Polish turkey. Here he comes. Simon got a bit of a run off that corner. Not going to be enough, though. He's still half a second behind Trevor. Both of these drivers are waiting for the other driver to make a mistake. Drop in track temp, Spicy Racing. Yeah, we got a little bit of cloud cover on the racetrack right now. Oh, Trevor off track, going through the grass. I guess we've established that that's part of the racetrack as well. He's doing a good job keeping going. Ooh, Simon off track, pushes wide a little bit, gets the grass, keeps it going though. He's just doing everything he can to try and catch Trevor here. And Trevor is just trying to run smooth laps and keep Simon behind him. How does the drop in temp affect it? The tires are warmed up by now? Yeah. it does affect it. Yeah, like what Lee said there. The grip levels drop off. The track does get a little bit more slippery. Drifting incoming? We might see some. But it's not like super drastic. It's like if you were to like put like a slider, like a grip level slider, like it probably like the temperature like by like a couple degrees or cloud cover or something maybe affects it by like 0.5% or something, which isn't like a lot, but it's also like a lot. Like it makes a difference. Yeah, mostly on the corner exits when it mostly affects like how quickly you can get back on the throttle. All right. And let's check back in with Pollard here. As we can see, he is still just running some nice smooth laps here. You know, just getting laps in, trying to get as much practice as he can. You know, he's like I mentioned earlier, a couple early mistakes in the race. But he's doing a good job recovering, getting back on the track, and just running those laps. And now let's check in with Michael Yikes. Here he is once again. He's just running some smooth laps. Like, you know, he may not be up in the battle with these guys, but he is definitely doing the steady strategy here. He's not making mistakes. He's not overdriving the car at all. He's just letting the race come to him. He's doing a great job at that. You know, he's not running slow laps, but he's not running enough to necessarily keep up with Simon and Trevor. But once again, doing a great job, just hitting his marks, running smooth on the racing line. Yeah, it is a good race distance for a mistake, though. Michael Yates is not making those mistakes. He's doing a great job just doing everything he can with the car. And here's Simon. He's still trying to catch Trevor, but Trevor is just pulling away right now. Trevor is just running absolute smooth laps. I can tell I've been watching Simon here for a little bit. He is just on the ragged edge right now, just pushing the car for everything he can. We are 12 minutes into this race. Trevor is our race leader. Simon is in second. Michael is third. And Pollard is fourth. Let's take a look at Trevor here. Let's just look along with some of the lines he's running. He's just right on the racing line. He's just focused and just not making a mistake and just putting just killer lap times down. Like he is doing everything he can to make sure Simon can't catch him, which is, you know, that's great for him. But us here in the broadcast booth, like, yeah, could you slow down a little bit? Let's get a race going here. Well, let's get some action going. Let's get some excitement going. Slow down a little bit. But no, he's doing a great job. He's doing what he needs to do. He got to the lead quite early and has just been putting lap down after lap down. Oh, Trevor goes off track a little bit. Keeps it going, though. Where's the blue shell at? That's a good question. I don't think there's a blue shell here. But what we have are 4 drivers just doing what they need to do, doing what they can do. And they're all out there giving it their absolute best. And, you know, that's all we can ask for from our drivers. Is that they show up and they give it everything they got every lap of the race. And that is what we're getting tonight. And Simon is just drifting. He's just going so fast, just sideways through some of these corners. I think he's having a little fun with this right now. Oh, he's off track a little bit there. All right, let's check back in with Pollard. Looks like he's just still just running some smooth lines here. He's getting a great run off that corner. Yeah, he's doing a good job, you know, not overdriving the car, just doing what he can. Yeah, he overdrove that one. I spoke too soon, apparently. But he's doing a good job. All right, let's check in with Michael Yates. See how the Mach-5 is doing. That was a pretty good corner there. He's doing a great job of just nice, steady laps. You know, all of our drivers are doing a great job. Beautiful turn 2 and 3 there. That was great. Good job. That's what we like to see. Drivers doing everything they can. All right, let's check in with Simon, see how he's doing. He has lost quite a bit of time to Trevor. Yeah, Trevor has got a 7.5 second gap on Simon right now. I can tell Simon's still giving it everything he can in this car. You know, there's not much time left in this race, so he's going to need a big mistake from Trevor if he's going to catch up and be able to battle for this win here. But, you know, he's doing a great job here. Just absolutely driving that car on the ragged edge. All right, let's take a look at Trevor. See, we got a 1.5 minutes left in this race. Be about 3 laps. Trevor's just putting some blazing laps down right now. Not slowing down whatsoever. Just hitting his marks, doing everything he can. He's just making sure every lap is the absolute best that it can be. And it looks like he is catching up to Pollard here, so he's going to have a little bit of lap traffic to contend with. Depending on where he catches him, that could affect him, could not affect him. Trevor Verstappen? I'm sure he would appreciate that compliment. Trevor's great. He's doing a great job tonight. He's just really able to just wheel this MX-5 and just get everything he can out of it. See him catching up to Pollard here. And Pollard is going. Pollard moves over to let Trevor go, and Trevor gets behind him to get as much of that draft as he can to make his laps even faster. Almost collided with them in the process, because I'm pretty sure Pollard got off the throttle to get out of the way. Oh, man. That was moments from disaster. And Trevor's just wanted that little smidgen of draft to just make his lap just a little bit faster. That's Trevor, though. He's going to get everything he can out of the car. And if he can get behind a car for half a second and get a little bit of draft, he's going to do it. And we saw that in full display right there. Almost ended disastrously for both those drivers, though. They got it. Oh, Trevor wins the race and wrecks. Good job, Trevor. So, Trevor takes the victory. Race number 1. Simon comes home in second. And crossing the finish line in third place, here comes Michael Yates. Well, I got to say, we had some pretty exciting racing there. Both these races really did not disappoint. You know, you look at a race with 4 cars and, it's, on paper that may not be the most exciting, but, we sure had our battles tonight for the race win in both races. All these drivers, they put on a wonderful show today. And that's all you can ask for, really. Is we get our drivers out here, they give it their all, and they put on an exciting race. I hope you guys enjoyed the first Progeny Esports MX-5 challenge. We enjoyed it, and we'll be back next week with more MX-5 racing at a track that's a little bit twistier and. Sorry, Trevor was talking right there, so I was kind of not hearing everything. But next week we will be back with MX-5s at. I'm confused. Okay, Tsukuba, the little tiny Tsukuba track next week, right here on Progeny Esports. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And are you going to switch to the results? Pull up results here before we wrap this up. And we'll do a little rundown here. So as you can see, Trevor McManus, he wins both races this evening. Simon comes home in second. Michael Yates comes home in third. And Pollard brings up the rear in fourth place. So we had a great race today. Both races, really. Just fantastic racing. And I can't wait to see what the drivers bring to the table next week at the twisty, tiny Tsukuba Raceway. Simon got the fastest lap. Looks like, yeah, Simon got the fastest lap. So good on him. All right. Once again, everyone, thank you for watching. I want to thank all of you for showing up to the first Progeny Esports MX-5 Challenge. And a huge thank you to all of our drivers that showed up to race tonight. You guys put on a heck of a show, every single one of you. And I can't wait to see what you guys bring to the table next week in Tsukuba. So until then, see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Empty hearts and neon lights. They're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight.